Good evening, everyone. I am your commentator for this evening. My name is Sean Madden, and welcome to Season 10, Week 5 of the FRL Pure Sim Gear Super Sprint Series. Today is featuring a mega grid of both the pros and the AMS drivers on one track together as they battle it out for supremacy as we are back in the UK for tonight's Sprint Series showdown here at Donington Park. So onto the race details for tonight. There will be a 15-minute allotted time for qualifying ahead of a 20-minute sprint race for race 1, followed by another 40 minutes for race 2. Now, there will be no required pitting for both fuel or tyres, but both are optional. Ideally, for the drivers, they will want to be foot down, pedal to the metal, as of course they are sprint races. Now the points are as follows. So first place will receive 40 points, and in descending order down to a single point for P30. However, as it's the pros and the AMS drivers together on track for this mega grid, lowest position I believe will be around P20, which will be 11 points. So with that said, let's have a look at the current standings for both the pros and the AMS after 4 races. So, leading the pros at the moment is Zdeněk Vortel, and literally just leading as well. It is 4 points to Nikola Busov in P2. That is because Vortel got a DNS and a DNF in round 4. So So, a few details about tonight's racetrack here at Donington Park. So, situated in the east of Midlands here in the UK, it's a very tricky and fast-flowing circuit, but as with most of the British tracks, not too many places to pass and make overtakes due to the narrow and windy nature of this circuit. It means that the drivers will need to be careful and make the most of their opportunities when it's presented to them. It's a pretty short circuit at just 2.5 miles in length and 12 turns in total. Most of the passes will be made at turn 1 just after the start finish line. However, we'll need to be wary as the pit lane exit is actually situated in that heavy braking zone just before turn 1. other successful opportunities could apply for the lead up to the Fogarty chicane at turn 9 and 10, or towards the end of the lap for turns 11 at Melbourne or turn 12 at Goddard's. Either way, there is a high risk of collisions, so good luck to the drivers. Now, as with the famous British weather, it does remain to be seen how the weather will fare tonight. It's looking rather cloudy at the moment, perhaps a possibility of a shower or two, as we know with the UK British weather. Anything can happen, so we will have to see. But in the meantime, guys, I have prepared a track guide for you to watch and perhaps get a few tips if you're not fully aware of this circuit. Now, I'm using the BMW M4 car, so please enjoy and let's get into this. So the start of this Donington track guide coming across the start-finish line through Wheatcroft Straight. Now for the braking for turn 1, we're looking for the end of that grass verge, or the start of the stones on the left hand side, just after the pit exit, down into second gear and get a smooth exit out of turn 1 through Hollywood turn 2, which is completely flat. Also Craner Curves, which is turn 3, completely flat through there. And then for the old hairpin at turn 4, we're looking for that little sign on the right hand side as our braking marker. Down into third gear, try to clip the apex and don't run too wide out the exit as we go through Starkey's bridge at turn 5, Schwantz curve at turn 6, and then it's the early braking for turn 7. That marker there, that is our brake marker down into third gear, and you need to be very smooth on the exit because the car does like to step out a little bit as we approach the hill for Coppice turn 8. We're looking for that orange mark on the right hand side as our brake marker. Down into second gear, quick upshift into third gear, full throttle around this corner. Need to be very careful on the steering because again the rear does want to step out as we go down the straight here, approaching the chicane for turns 9 and 10. We're looking for the edge of the building on the left hand side as our braking zone, and then we are down to third gear, clip both apexes and through nice and safely through that chicane. So we're looking for the board on the left and the right hand side. Melbourne hairpin at turn 11, down into first gear, clip the apex on the entry and try and be smooth on the exits. I nearly lost it there. Then for the final turn at Goddard's, we are looking for that marker there on the left hand side, and it's down into first gear, get a good apex, and again very smooth on the throttle on the exit, and we come across the finish line to set a 1 minute 27.947. So hopefully that will be a good lap time for all of you to learn from if you're not fully aware of the circuit. But now we are back with the drivers, and as you can see, it is night time here at Donington. We got about 5 minutes left of practicing to go, and it's looking like Vortel has the pole position time right now with a 1 minute 26.545, which is very, very impressive, and makes a bit of a mockery of my track guide. Just bear with me, guys, because I am on my own. I just need to quickly set up my Twitch chat, and I will welcome you all in. So just bear with me. So I think it's that one. That. And there we go. Chat is up and ready for me. So we have Tom, Preset, Dazza and Bill in the chat. Welcome, guys. Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday evening, and hopefully this race will promise to be an absolute fantastic affair here in the UK. As we said, oh god, my keyboard has disconnected, so just bear with me. Got a bit of a dodgy keyboard at the moment, and it's not playing ball with me. Okay, yeah, very dodgy connections. This is going to be awkward. Right, okay. There we go. Right, okay. Got everything working now. So we have got Busov on circuit right now. Guys, also let me know on the audio levels, just in case, you know, you can't hear my voice or the game sound is a little bit too low or something like that. But yeah, hopefully everything is good. And I think it's Marjan. Welcome. How you doing? Welcome to the FRL League TV PS5 channel, of course, presenting to you race 5 here at Donington of the FRL Super Sprint Series. Hope you're doing well. And Jan, is it Jan Blims? Audio's fine. Thank you very much for the update. Really appreciate that. So yeah, we're just going to get practice out of the way. The drivers have been practicing for the last hour at the moment. Zdeněk Vortel is leading at the moment, and this is good for Vortel as well, because he is currently leading the championship by only 4 points now. So it's definitely going to be a close affair here tonight, with Busov currently in P4. Now, of course, it is just practice. So qualifying is the business end to you know, qualifying. So we'll see how Busov gets on, but he is currently 4 points behind Vortel in P2 in the championship. We're also expecting big things from Law, from Milden. Who else am I looking for? I think Critico, who I can't remember his real name. So guys, recently FRL have introduced people's real names into the leaderboards. Therefore, I am still kind of learning who is who in you know, regarding their PSN names to their real names. So you guys may have a better knowledge than me, but we have got 39 drivers on the grid tonight. Jan Blims as well, thanks so much for the follow. It is much appreciated, and welcome to the FRL community. So yeah, 1.5 minutes left of practice before we have a 15-minute qualifying here at Donington. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this works out, guys, because we have the pro drivers as well as the amateurs as well. I'm not sure if there's an allotted time for the pros to get their laps done. Say, for example, like 7 minutes for the pros, maybe 8 minutes for the AMs. I'm not 100% sure. But I would imagine some sort of ruling will be in place, because as we know, guys, a very short circuit, in fact it's 2.5 miles in length, just 12 turns, so not much room for near enough 40 drivers on circuit to get a clean lap in. So I think something like that will be put in place. But in terms of track conditions, the ambient is 20 degrees, as well as 20 degrees for the track temperature as well. Of course, guys, this is nighttime. Visibility is going to be at an all-time low as well. So the drivers are going to have to be very careful throughout qualifying and throughout the 2 races. Of course, first race, 20-minute sprint race. That will be followed by a 40-minute sprint race for race 2. So we have got a little bit of a countdown as we await quali to start. But for those that are in the channel right now, any bets on who or a driver that you feel may win race 1 or race 2 tonight? Anyone to look out for? My betting, possibly Vortel, because he is leading the championship. But Busov in recent weeks has been very strong. We'll quickly have a look at the timetables just to have a look at the positioning of practice. But yeah, this is not really anything to go by, of course. In fact, that is not the order, is it? That is reset, isn't it? All right, okay. So we'll get on board with a driver then. So who have we got at the front of the pack? So it's 242. So that is Dan Naisbitt then. So he's got a little bit of space on track at the moment as we approach turn 4. It's a tricky right-hander. Very important to get it right there. Car gets a bit squirmish as the car enters the corner. Obviously, car setup is going to be very, very important for the drivers on this very twisty circuit here as we approach the chicane for turns 9 and 10. Looking rather tidy on this outlap. Of course, very important to get the tyre temperature up, get the brakes warmed up as well for their flying lap. So just approaching Goddard's now for the final turn. And just to look out for as well, car number 21 is Mailer. Now, Mailer was one of the quickest drivers in practice, so I'm very interested to see what happens here. Also, word of note, I thought it would be night time for qualifying. In fact, it is the middle of the day, so it's actually better for the drivers here. So we'll be interested to see how the drivers get on in qualifying here. In fact, it's not 15 minutes qualifying, it is extended to 20 minutes because of the two categories of drivers on track at the moment. So I think it'll be 10 minutes for the pros, 10 minutes for the AMs on circuit. We've got car number 14 just in front here. We'll need to pull to the side to not get in the way of Naisbitt. Or get a move on, one of the two. We'll remain on board with Naisbitt for now, because he'll be the first one to come across the line. So far looking so good though, very tidy lap here from Dan Naisbitt. Super Chris Gedman for the win. Welcome Junior Lock and Load. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As we see Naisbitt go around the final corner. What sort of lap time can he produce? He gets a 128.3. It's slightly down on what I would be expecting because Mailer was pole down into P2 with a 127.7. Vortel is provisional pole at the moment, 1 minute 27.1. That is a fantastic lap time, but in practice we did see times of 1 minute 26.5s, so expecting a little bit quicker, but obviously the drivers just getting their banker lap in, and I'm pretty sure that they will be going quicker as the session progresses. So we're just getting a few more times in here. So Di Stefano with a 27.8. Then we got Law as well up into P3 with a 27.5, and Alfano, who I'm not sure who he is. This is the very first time that I've actually seen him in here, or in regards to real names. Maybe I have seen him on track, but not knowing or not getting the link between the PSN names and their real names. But yeah, Alfano in P2, just over 2 tenths down on Vortel with a 1 minute 27.3 in that Ferrari. So pretty much dominated with Ferraris at the top of the grid, apart from Vortel sporting the McLaren. So let's see if there's anyone else about to come across the line now. So Luke Prentice, who has performed admirably, especially around Brands Hatch at round 3. Expecting good things from Prentice. Let's see what sort of time he produces. Might have been on an out lap, I'm not sure, or a lap invalidation. I'm not 100% sure there. We've got a few drivers in the pits at the moment. I think they're mainly, in fact, they are all amateur drivers, so there you go. Fernker, we're still waiting to get a lap time in. Also expecting him to be quite high up on the list with Morgan Grace as well. Also Dazza Townsend just coming around the final corner now. What sort of time can he produce? And Townsend gets a P17, 2.7 seconds adrift of pole sitter Vortel, who has actually improved 1 minute 26.9. So the first driver to get into the 26s in qualifying. Busov now in P2 as well, 3/10 adrift of Vortel. So that'll be roughly about a 27.3 for him. Then we got Danny McCutcheon, half a second off the leader now into P4. He's got a 27.4 time. And I think Alfano just sneaking in front of him into P4 with a 27.3. Then we got Ben Milden into P7. Just coming across the line now. Can he improve? Yes, he can. Up into P2. So 2.5 tenths down on Vortel. That will make it a 27.2. So fantastic work there from Ben Milden. And Robbo Fernker up into the top 10 now of the drivers. So he is a 1 minute 27.6. So a good lap time there from Fernker. Now this is a very tricky pit lane to negotiate because it is right on the exit of turn 1 where I know that there'll be a lot of overtakes trying to be made there, but the drivers are going to have to be wary of drivers coming out of the pit as well. So hopefully the drivers are aware of this. We've also got Ethan Hadley on track at the moment, just coming around the final corner now. So can she improve on her previous lap time? Yes, she can. She is 2.5 seconds down on the pole sitter Vortel with a 29.4. Stefano up into P2 now. Just in the low 27s with Myler just replacing him as well into P2 with a 27.1. Okay, so it looks like the first of the AMS driver has put in a lap time. So that is Morley, another driver I'm not too aware of. He is 1.9 seconds off of Vortel. Sorry, Ben Milden. Ben Milden's on pole position, guys. 1 minute 26.967. There is 1/1000th of a second separating Milden and Vortel for P1 and 2 respectively. So great lap time there from Ben Milden. So we do need to keep an eye on a few of the other drivers coming across the line. There's so many cars on the map, but I don't know who to pick at this stage. 1995. 95 was Busov. So Busov gets himself into the last of the podium positions. 43/1000th of a second off of Ben Milden. Just into the 27s for Busov. So I fear we're going to have to keep an eye on a few of these drivers. It looks like Milden pulled out of this lap, so maybe he's trying to get a little bit of track space to put in a better lap time next time round. But Vortel's now on pole position, 1 minute 26.860, setting the standard right now, guys. Vortel wants that pole position, of course, leading the championship going into race 5 here at Donington. So Vortel leading by example. That is a fantastic lap time. Souza into the pits, P6. So I think he may have given up at this stage, settling for P6 right now. Seems like there is a few other drivers on the circuit. I'm going to try and find someone that is coming across the start-finish line now. So we've got Busov. This surely should be his last lap. He's gone a bit deep. So unless he's allowed to get one more lap in. Yes, I think he just about comes across the line in time. So Busov on a final push. Can he improve on his lap time and leapfrog Vortel into pole position? We'll see how Busov does. Ben Milden, however, into the pits. So he will be at best P2. Vortel, however, He's on his final push lap, and no, doesn't look like he's going to improve. So provisionally on a pole position. So maybe it's Busov then that we need to look out for, who is on his final push lap. Yeah, it's a great qualifying result for Ben Milden, Tom. So, Tom, you're a big Ben Milden fan, I'm guessing. It's good to see the support of the drivers in the chat. Oh, he might have lost a little bit of time. He got a lot of that curb, or the final exit of turn 10 there. So, it remains to be seen what sort of lap time Busov has got here. That's a pretty good apex. That's a good exit. Can he improve? No. So P3 for Busov then. So Vortel will be on pole position unless any one of these... No, actually, these are all in the pits, aren't they? Friedman also as well. Crow's also in the pits. So it's looking like how it is for the pros then. Yeah, we're looking at the AM cars then. So Robinson just about to come across the line now. I think that may have been an outlap from him. As a Delise, is it? I think his name is. In the pits at the moment. There is currently 8 minutes left of qualifying. So we'll be hoping to see some of him during the final stages of qualifying, as we're on board with Chris Knight at the moment. Another driver not too familiar with, and that is not the line there, Chris. Definitely not the line. So I think that will be an aborted lap, and we'll fight to live another day. So we've got Dumbrave then, who is, I think that was turn... Oh, I don't know what that was. Turn 6, I think. In fact, that was turn 7. This is turn 8. So we're coming down the back straight. And yeah, negotiates the chicane well there. That's a good chicane from him. And Olmak up into P19, of course. That is first place for the amateurs. So that's a good lap time there from Olmak with a 28.3, I think. I think it's a 28.2, actually. But we're just waiting for this driver to come across the line. Dumbrave, and he's up into P27. That will be P6 for the amateurs. Okay. Anyone else coming across? 442. Just about to come across the line now. That is Mornveg. And Mornveg, that was his outlap. So 83 is Dean, another driver I don't recognise at the moment. Ah, Dean! Speak of the devil! Thank you so much for the follow. And Dean is up into P27, 2.5 seconds down on the pole sitter. I think that is a... Trying to work it out off the top of my head. I think that's a 29.3 for Dean. So that will be P3, 4, 5 for the amateurs. That's a great lap time. Chris Gedman, for all the Chris Gedman lovers out there. Not the fastest first lap from him. In P35 at the moment, 5 seconds adrift of Vortel, but he is just about to come across the start-finish line now. Can he improve? Yes, he can, but remains kind of at the bottom of all the drivers that have set a lap time at the moment. P35, that is 3.8 seconds off of the current leader. So that is a 29.6, isn't it? In fact, it's a 30.6. Okay, anyone else that... here we go. So we've got Mornveg just coming across the start-finish line. What sort of lap time can he produce? He can't produce anything because, again, that is Yeah, oh my God, I thought there was going to be a collision there, and he goes wide. And again, that is not going to be a lap time put in. So 4:20 left of qualifying. So there is enough time for the drivers to get their laps in. Should at least be able to get a couple of more flying laps in. But so far, not so good for Moornweg. Asa Delise is just, yeah, he's just about to come across the line for sector 2. So nearing the end. 208. It might be Descartes. It was Descartes. And Descartes does move up into P29. That will be P2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. That'll be P9 for the amateurs. 2.2 seconds down on the leader, which is a 29.0. Okay. Anyone else? 181, I think, is coming across the line now. So that is Asa Delise, I think his name is. No, doesn't set a lap time. Then we've got car number 51. 51 is Chris Knight. Currently P24 at the moment. No, doesn't improve on that lap time. Car number 83 is Dean. And Dean does improve there by a couple of tenths up into P25. 1.7 seconds on the current pole sitter, which is a 28.5. So that's a good, impressive lap time from Dean. Then we've got car number 1. Car number 1 is Robinson. No, doesn't set a lap time either. So not much time remaining in qualifying. There is at least 4 drivers that have not set a lap time, so if they're going to do something, they're going to have, in fact it's 3 drivers, because Spanu didn't put a lap time in for the pros. So let's have a look a bit further up the grid then, see Olmak, who is currently pole position for the AMS. So very impressive lap time actually. Currently with a 1 minute 27.9, which was actually the time that I set in my track guide. So very impressive there from Olmak. And you can see how tight the times are actually in the pro category. So very, very impressive from the pro drivers. But yeah, Olmak looking pretty tidy through the first 8 corners. Going through the chicane now. Missile Dog Shaft. Well, it's Missile Dog Twitch, but it's I know you're Missile Dog Shaft. Welcome, welcome. Good luck to the drivers. Hopefully catch race 2. Keep up with the great commentary, lads. Thank you. Well, it's just me on commentary tonight, unfortunately. Rob had a family emergency, so wasn't able to be a part of the commentary team tonight, but hopefully I'll keep up with everything tonight. Levi as well, welcome mate, hope you're doing well. And Tom is a fan of all these old chicks. They can't be older than me, surely Tom, surely. Okay, so we've got D just about to come across the line now. Can he improve on his P25? No, he can't for now. Got to say, this is quite hard to keep up. But yeah, Glover doesn't improve either. Card number 181 is Asa Delise, I think is. I can never say his first name. He has actually set a lap time in just under 3 seconds adrift of the pole sitter, so that will be a 129.8, isn't it? Anyone else I should be aware of? We've got car number 69. Rickton Brave. Right, okay, so just coming around the last corner now. Qualifying is over as well. And he does improve. He improves up into P26. So that is a second improvement, I think. So that is a 28.6 from him. So we'll look at the last remaining drivers. That is car number 205. 205 is Descartes. Descartes, can he improve? No, he can't. 79 is Gedman. Last chance for Gedman. No, he doesn't improve. 83 is Dean. And Dean does improve slightly. So up into P26. And then the two final cars is car number 51 and 442. So 51 is Chris Knight. 442 is Mornveg. So Mornveg has actually moved up since we was last on him. That's a little bit deep from Knight. Can't see him improving there, and he does abort the lap. So Mornveg, the last driver to come across the line. And Mornveg, don't think he improved there. So let's just return to the garage, onto the timetables. Let's confirm the qualifying results. And Tom, welcome as well. How is the idea of 40 cars in an ACC PS5 coming along from your POV? I mean, it's definitely a lot of hard work, Tom. I'm not going to lie there, mate. Especially because I'm on my own as well. Normally, I would have a co-commentator in Rob G. Barker. Don't have that option tonight, so I'm on my own. A little bit overwhelming, but at the same time, you know, looking forward to the race. So looking at the qualifying results then. So Zdeněk Vortel will qualify on a pole position then, 1 minute 26.860. Then we had Ben Milden in P2, 1 minute 26.9. Then we got Busov in P3, 1 minute 27.0, with Di Stefano in P4 also with a 27.0. Mela is in P5 with a 27.1. That is followed by Souza in P6 with a 27.1, with Law in P7 27.2, with McCutcheon in the top 8 27.3, with Alfano P9 and that is a 27.3 also. And rounding up the top 10 is Will Friedman with a 27.5. This is followed by Townsend, Grace, Crows, Alerts, Ferncar, Naisbit, Vloten, Prentice, Olmac, Knight. That is the top 20, followed by Mornveg, Molnix, Brown, Roos, Robinson, Dean, Trotman, then Brave, Reese and Cablo in P30. Then we've got Morley in P31, Descartes in P32, Eaton Hadley in P33, Zabravani in P34, Glover in P35, Gedman in P36, Townsend in P37, Azadeliz, I think it is, P38, Vessels in P39, and Sparnu at the back of the grid. The only driver not to put a lap time in will start at the back of the pack. Right, okay, so we have got Ali's, is it Ali Safer? Ali Safe, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but thanks so much for the follow, much appreciated. And Will Friedman, yo, how you doing, Will? Congratulations on the top 10 in qualifying. Must be very happy with yourself. Also as well, just noticing, I think the only AMG driver, aren't you, Will? I've always known you're in the AMG, but yeah, you are the only AMG driver, and it looks like someone has left or been disconnected, because I'm sure we had 40 drivers there, so we are down to 39 by the looks of it. We've got Alfano Giovanni, thanks so much for the follow as well. And I believe that maybe you, is it, in P9? Thanks so much for the follow. We really appreciate the support here in the FRL, of course. And you guys are absolutely fantastic. Morning will start the pit lane. Okay. for breaking the 10. Yeah, I thought there might have been a rule. I didn't actually see if there was any rules or not for it, but I thought because normally it's 15 minutes for qualifying, obviously we got 20 minutes here for qualifying instead, so I thought it might be 10 and 10. So yeah, thank you for confirming that, Will. Game with Gordo, welcome as well. P23 with no practice. GG's on that, mate. Gordon Brown. Okay, so this is where I need to sort of get used to your names, guys, because of course everyone with their real names, which looks very professional, don't get me wrong, guys, but utterly confused because I was just about getting used to the PSN names. Now I've got to get used to your real names, so if I do get a little bit muddled up, I do apologise. Let's get the correct camera on board then, so that will be F3. There we go. And look at that, guys. Look at the grid. Jesus. And guys, you're going to have to be very, very careful at turn 1 here. There we go. So we got the 40 back there. So very, very careful at turn 1. In fact, just be very careful on lap 1. I know it's a 20-minute sprint race, but you know, races can't be won at turn 1, but certainly can be lost at turn 1, so do be careful, guys. And also as well, for any that do end up pitting as well, obviously be aware of the drivers, because a lot of the drivers do normally use the sort of the pit exit as sort of their line to go into turn 1. So but yeah, we've got Vortel on the front row with Ben Milden. Then we've got Busov and Di Stefano on row 2. Then we've got Mela and Souza on row 3. Law and McCutcheon on row 4. And then Alfano and Will Friedman on row 5. So yeah, we have got a formation lap to come as well. Also as well, night or darkness has ascended on the circuit as well, so again the drivers are going to have to be very wary. Of course, the vision is not going to be at its greatest with, you know, just relying on the headlights. There is no real lamps, is there, on the circuit, so it's a very dark circuit here at Donington. Rob G. Barker, welcome. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Vessels should be 2 as well. Okay, let's have a look down the grid. Vessels. I don't even see Vessels. Where is Vessels? We got Coiters, is it? Coiters, Spano. Unless I'm missing it, guys, cannot see Vessels at all. My first Sunday sprint race too, so I'm... Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to all the drivers out there on track at the moment. There is a 40-car grid, as I said, guys. Absolutely insane around this this tight, narrow circuit at Donington. As we see, one of the drivers actually take out one of the bollards already on the formation lap. It's not a good sign. But yeah, it's I can't wait for this, guys. This is such a great circuit. It's good to be back at one of the most famous circuits here in the UK. I believe it is 8 o'clock, and I'm not saying 8 o'clock because of the clock in the corner there, guys. I do believe it is 8 o'clock at night, and that is why the night has the darkness has ascended on the circuit. But yeah, drivers just getting lined up as we approach the final turn. Oh, in fact, that is the penultimate turn. Sorry, guys. That is Melbourne. Goddard's is the last turn. So yeah, cars just bunching up at the moment. Try not to give the advantage at all, but yeah, there we go. So this is going to be a fast and frantic start here. I will try to keep up with proceedings in this race, guys. But yeah, just coming across the final turn now as we start round 5 here at Donington for the FRL Pure Sim Gear Super Sprint Series. Can we get a good start? Oh! What has happened there? Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay, Vortel gets a good start from Ben Milden. I do apologise there, guys. I have no idea what happened. There we go. We got the onboards back. So it's Vortel from... Oh, my God. It's messed up. We got someone off the track. There is one car off the track. Can't see who that is. That might be Fernco or something like that. Just waiting for the leaderboards to readdress itself. So we got Cablo and somebody else off track as well. So a disastrous start for both myself and some of the drivers at the start of this race. But yeah, it's Vortel from Ben Milden. Then we've got Busov just behind in P3, Stefano in P4, Souza in P5, Law in P6, Alfano in P7. So Alfano is dropped a couple of positions in P7, McCutcheon in P8, Myler in P9 with Townsend in P10. It wasn't Fernka, so let me just quickly have a look at who it was. So it was Friedman and Cablo then that was involved in a bit of an altercation there. So unlucky for the two drivers. But yeah, after one lap, guys, Vortel is leading from Milden. There's about half a second gap between the pair of them. Then we've got Busov, not too far behind as well, 8 tenths down. And then we've got car number 205, drive through for speeding at the start. I believe 205 was the guy that was starting from the pit lane, isn't it? Is it not? I think it may be, but it's Descartes anyway. So yeah, it is as it stands in the top three. Then we've got Di Stefano leading a train of cars all the way down into P11. So we'll need to be fully concentrated and keep the car on the circuit if he is to remain in P4. But yeah, Donington, very difficult circuit to pass on. There is only literally a few turns on this circuit where an opportunity can occur, but we have got Souza then on the outside of Stefano's. A little bit of contact, a tiny bit of contact, and actually that is Souza that goes wide because of the contact. So he has now lost a position to Law and under threat from Alfano, and we've got a car off as well. Cannot see who that is. We need to remain on board here because there we go. We are on board with Alfano on the inside of Souza. Souza does give him the space and actually defends really well from Alfano. So Souza stays in P6, Alfano in P7. McCutcheon just behind him, P8, looking to pick up any pieces as the two in front do battle again. Souza is just in front of Alfano and actually sweeps in front of him. It would have taken a very brave move from Alfano to make the move through this very tricky part of the circuit. So for now, it is Souza on Alfano, and oh my God, McCutcheon nearly in the back of Alfano as well in P8. So yeah, very close battle between them. We need to have a look at Busov as well, because Busov has closed the gap on Ben Milden in P3 for Busov. Then there is a little bit of a gap to the Stefano, but Law all over the rear of Stefano, near enough touching as well on the apex. But Stefano manages to pull away a bit quicker than Law, and oh my God, Law late, very, very late on the brakes, or maybe Stefano was a little bit early on the brakes, but the gap really closed up on the final corner there. So it is how it remains at the moment. Also, we've got Alfano still on the back of Souza for the battle of P6. And it's wow, there's a little bit of a dodgy moment there from Souza on the curb of that exit. Just manages to recompose himself and keep control of the car. But yeah, Alfano with all sorts of pressure on Sousa. I would imagine he'll be very, very big in Sousa's mirrors right now. And for now, Sousa withstands that pressure. I feel that if Alfano gets a good exit out of here, though, there could be a battle on for P6. But yeah, he did get a reasonable exit, but won't make the move for the chicane. So I think Sousa will have that position for now as Alfano goes a little bit wide, loses that speed as well through the chicane, so we'll drop back ever so slightly. Let's look further down the grid because we've got a big battle for P9. McCutcheon is heading that train right now. In fact, it might even be Townsend in the background there, but Myler in P12 and yeah, he is all over the back of Fernker in P11. I think that Alerts also made the move on Fernker for P10. And I do believe that Townsend may have leapfrogged McCutcheon as well, as we're looking on a few of the onboards there. So my apologies for missing that. But we've also got Naisbitt in P16 all over the back of Olmac. Now, Naisbitt, interestingly, is the pro driver. Olmac is the amateur. And yeah, Vloten as well. Vloten all the way up into P13 and P1 for the amateurs. So great work there from Vloten. Looking to get on the back of this train in front. So doing awesome from P1 of the amateurs. Also, who else have we got? We've got Dean, not too far behind. Mornveg in P22. Ethan Hadley is sandwiched between the two amateur drivers of Dean and Gedman, who Gedman has actually made quite a few moves up the grid, up into P24 for the amateurs. So good work here from Gedman. And oh my God, Azadeliz is getting past, I think that was Morley. Or was that Gedman? Sorry, it might have been Gedman. But yeah, Morley up. Yeah, Morley was up the inside of Azadeliz. So leapfrogs him into P25. Coitus as well, not too far behind, actually. So big battle going on in the amateurs right now. McGrady, thank you so much for the follow as well. Much appreciated. So we've got Townsend in P28 as well, not too far behind in the pros. Gonna quickly have a look to see if there are some close battles ahead, because it's looking like Law has closed that gap on Stefano in P5, battling for that P4, of course. Alfano still on the back of Sousa, that battle for P6, so doing an excellent job in P7. Fernco as well on the back of Alert. So there is quite a few battles going on circuit at the moment. It's kind of pick and mix really, guys, to who we stay on board with. But yeah, Naisbitt also on the back of Olmac, looking to grab that position away from him. But Olmac doing a fantastic job in the amateurs right now, currently P2 with Crows in a bit of an amateur sandwich in P14. He is 1 second behind Vloten, who is actually closed that gap to the pro drivers in front. So we've still got that close battle between Mela, Fernka and Kobe as well in P10. So remain on board with Myler then. Nice clean exit there. I'm not sure if that's a bit of a UI glitch or not. I've never seen that before, but apparently the pit window is open in 24 minutes, but we've got 10 minutes of the race to go, so not sure what's going on there, guys. Maybe if someone can explain to me. But yeah, we have got just over 10 minutes of the race to go, so we are halfway through this first sprint race. So oh, Just looking on board at the top, Busov has made a move on Milden. So I'm pretty sure that Milden was in P2 with Busov just behind the P3, but Busov has made a move on Milden. Perhaps there was a mistake from Milden. I'm not too sure, but there is a roles reverse for the top 2 and 3 drivers. Vortel still leading after 7 laps. That gap is around 2 seconds at the moment, nearly 3 seconds to Busov in P2. Then we've got Stefano in P4 still, who is about 4 seconds behind Ben Milden. Then we've got Law not too far behind in P5. Zuza in P6, who is also 7 tenths behind, with Alfano in P7, with currently similar gaps between the cars there. So we'll look on board with McCutcheon, who has closed that gap on Townsend, battling for P8. Putting all sorts of pressure on the BMW driver. Then also as well, we will go back on board with McCutcheon, or shall we stay on board because he's getting very, very close to the back of Townsend. A good exit out of this corner could set him up before the chicane. Unfortunately, scrubs his rear tyres there and loses the back end slightly and loses that gap, unfortunately. But then gets a very, very good exit out of these chicanes. It will. Oh my God, we got a car in the background. Who was that? Was that a... I couldn't work out what car that was then. It might have been one of the back markers. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah, I can't see anything changing at the moment. We have got Melvin Crows as well, P13, very close to the back of Vloten. And, in fact, Vloten has... Hold on. Someone has gone towards the back of the grid here, because I'm pretty sure that Vloten... Was he not in P13 earlier? My apologies there, guys, because I've kind of lost myself on a few of the grid positions there. But what I can tell you is Alfano is still on the back of Souza in P7. That gap is probably a little bit more than a tenth now, but probably about 2 or 3 tenths behind. There's a very, very close battle going on for P5. In fact, it might be P4, because Law is just behind Stefano, Souza is just behind Law, and Alfano on the back of Souza as well. So big battle brewing for P4 then. Was it Fernker, was it? Thank you, Tom. Oh, yes, of course, a Fernker down into P18. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, mate. It's hard to keep up with it on your own, so I'm glad someone's looking out for me here. But, yeah, I think we should remain on board with these 4 drivers then, because it is looking very tight at the top here. We have also got McCutcheon, who was 1/10 behind, and Myler not too far behind in P10 as well, so... I don't know where I should keep my eyes focused on, because as the Leaf... oh, there's contact! There is contact between him and Gedman. And Gedman, very fortunate not to spin round, but does get overtaken by Townsend. Oh my God, Townsend nearly on the back or the side panel of Coitus, but yeah, does lose a few positions there, I believe. So yeah, Reese managed to get in front Townsend on Gedman, and as Deleuze, yeah, a bit of an accident there. It was the slightest of touches, and also lets through Descartes, so I'm not sure why. Maybe there was an incident before that, but yeah, Gedman absolutely gutted, driving really well and managing to leapfrog many positions from the start of the race. Has lost a few positions in that incident there. Also, we got Dean as well, P21, not too far behind the back of Mornveg for the fight for the top 20 here. Oh my God, you don't want to be touching the grass there. Takes a very brave man to do that, but gets away with it. Also as well, what is happening further up? So it looks like Law is on the back of Stefano. Looks like Sousa has lost a bit of time to him. Alfano still on the back of Sousa for that battle for P6. Townsend though. No, okay, sorry. Townsend, I thought, may have lost a position. He hasn't. P8, he still is. McCutcheon, P9. Myler, P10. And then we've got Kobe in P11. Vloten in P12. Then we have got Dan and Naisbitt, P15. Still battling with Olmac, who's doing fantastic for the amateurs. Currently P2 for the amateurs. Yeah, Crows still in a amateur sandwich between Vloten and Olmac. So Vloten doing fantastic for the amateurs. Currently P12 overall, but P1 for the amateurs. Okay, so we have got 4 minutes left of the race then, guys. So this battle is going to keep brewing on and on and on. But let me go through the grid at the moment. So we've got Zadinek Vortel after 11 laps, so lap 12 now, is currently leading Busov 2.7 seconds. So the McLaren on the Porsche, nearly 3 seconds adrift of each other, with Ben Milden in the BMW not too far behind Busov. I do think that might be a lapped car in between. So we'll possibly need to move out the way at some point. But then we got Stefano in P4, who is 5.3 seconds adrift of Ben Milden. Then we got Law putting some kind of pressure on Stefano in these closing stages. So we'll see how this battle develops in the final three minutes of this race. And then we got Sousa in P6, so he's a second adrift. In fact, it's not a second, it's down to 6/10 now, and closing fast as well. So perhaps a little bit of a mistake from P4 and 5 actually, and maybe Sousa on a bit of a charge. But also we have got Alfano not too far behind. Sousa has been pretty much on the back of Sousa all race. But look at this now, guys. So we have got literally a second separated P4, 5 and 6 as we've got 2 laps remaining of race 1. So we'll see how this ends, guys. It's looking very, very tight at this stage. We also got Myler as well, 3/10 adrift of McCutcheon. So Naisbitt was on the back of someone there. Was that... Fernker's actually made a few positions, so he might have got in front of the amateurs. Drive through for track limits for... Who was that? Must have been one of the ones at the back. Yeah, that was Spanu then, who started near the back of the grid. So his race has gone from bad to worse then. Yeah, he will be at least, I think, P36. Okay, so we got 1 minute 20 left of the race then. So let's get back on board with some of the front runners. So Sousa still on the back of Law giving all sorts of pressure to Stefano in P4. It is so far so good though, and the drivers are keeping it clean as well. But Myler, he's 3/10 behind McCutcheon, and McCutcheon actually not too far behind Townsend as well in P8. So definitely 2 battles I need to keep an eye on. Then we've also got Vloten as well, not too far behind Crows. In fact, Crows made the move on Vloten, so it gets in front of the amateur driver, but no... Vloten will not be disheartened by that, of course, in the amateur class. Probably wouldn't even expect to be in the region where he is, doing fantastic from P13 overall and P1 for the amateurs. So, yeah, Sousa is still near the back of this grid of these drivers here for the battle for top 4. And Myler as well there, so I don't know what to keep an eye on here, because Ben Milden also not too far behind Busov. They've been keeping a steady pace between them, yeah, this is the last lap of the race as well. So Zdeněk Vortel then just going around the penultimate corner now, so we just need to quickly have a look here, because if there's going to be any moves made, it's got to be in the final 2 corners here, and Law getting very, very close to the back of Stefano, but Vortel will win race 1 here at Donington. So congratulations to Vortel. Busov in P2 and P3 for Milden as well. Stefano gets overtaken by Law and Sousa. Wow, I don't know what happened at the closing stages there. We had to go to the top there, but loses 2 positions on the final corner. So Law gets P4, Sousa P5, Alfano gets P7 after that, with Townsend P8, Myler P9, and McCutcheon P10 as well. So a move was made in the closing stages of that race as well, with Alerts in P11, Crows in P12, Vloten P13, Olmek in P14. So let's just quickly have a look at the timetables now then. So yeah, Vortel wins race 1 here at Donington. Quite comfortable lead in the end from Busov in P2. Milden kept chase with Busov, but had to settle for the last podium position in P3. Then Law gets snatches P4 away from the Stefano. So we will need to see what happened there with Sousa in P5, Stefano in P6, Alfano in P7, Townsend in P8, Myler in P9, McCutcheon in P10, P11 goes to Kobe Alerts, P12 goes to Crows, P13 goes to Vloten, P14 for Olmek, Vloten also, Vloten wins it for the amateurs as well, with Olmek in P2. Let me just quickly save the replay as well, guys. I forgot to do that. Just bear with me. There we go. My apologies there, guys. I have to save that. So yeah, so where was we? So yeah, so P1 for Vloten in the amateurs, P2 for Olmek in P13, 14 overall, respectively. Then Naisbitt gets P15, Fernker P16, Trotman P17, Robertson P18, Roos in P19, Mornveg in P20. Then we had Morley in P21, Coitus in P22, Dean in P23, Eaton Hadley in P24. Then we had Reese in P25, Townsend in P26, Gedman in P27, Descartes in P28, Azadeliz in P29, Brown in P30, Cablo in P31, Spanu in P32, Molnix in P33, Dumbrave in P34, Glover in P35, Prentice in P36, P37 for Friedman, P38 for Zabavani, Grace in P39, Knight in P40, Vessels in P41. So we have got 41 drivers, guys. 4 drivers, I'm guessing, didn't make it to the end. So DNFs for them. But what a race that was in race 1, guys. And I tried my very best to keep up with it, guys, but as kind of alluded to, and just bear with me, guys, my keyboard is just disconnected again, which is absolute rubbish. Oh, no. There we go. Got a little bit of a oh my god. Got a little bit of a loose connection on my keyboard, guys, and perhaps probably shouldn't move it. There we go. Hopefully that stays. Right, okay, so we've got a follow as well from MCL Senna. Thanks so much for the follow. Much appreciated. And McGrady, I think I said that earlier, but thanks so much for the follows, guys. Okay. So, FPS is good with... Yeah, it's not too bad, Tom. It's not too bad, what I can see. Seems pretty good. And thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, mate. It's yeah, definitely tough on my own, but really enjoying it. And the drivers have really put on a great show for us all. Hopefully this time I won't press the wrong button and actually actually watch the action that unfolds at turn 1. Okay, so we'll get the correct view on. Yeah. Wasn't aware that I actually pressed drive at the start, so big epic fail from me. But Dean as well, thank you so much for the follow as well. And my keyboard is kind of spazzing out a little bit. Okay. Hopefully that'll be okay. But anyways, Adam, welcome. How you doing, mate? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. We are about to get race 2, which is a 40-minute duration race underway. We are just waiting for the drivers to make their setups, put the appropriate amount of fuel in, the tyre pressures, etc. And yeah, we'll be on a formation lap around Donington Park. As you can see as well, guys, it is night time. It is full darkness, full, well, maybe not full beams, but the headlights are on, and yeah, the track temperature actually is cooling down as well. It was 22 degrees earlier on. It is synced down to 20 degrees, both the ambient and the track temperature. So, but the weather is looking good though, guys. Cloudy, but no rain on the horizon. Well, at least so far. Just at work, okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate, but hopefully you'll be able to listen in on the commentary, mate. And yeah, this will promise to be hopefully a fantastic race. And again, drivers will need to be very, very careful on their outlap because was a little bit messy after turn 1. So with such a packed grid, they will really need to sort of keep their space a little bit. Obviously, they don't want to lose positions, but with such a twisty and narrow circuit, we'll need to be careful and not want any kind of incident. So, all right. I think I know what happened, guys, because I left the camera dwindling and then drive was flashing and I think I just pressed the X button and I think that's what happened. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you, Adam. Really good. It's been quite a frantic broadcast, but really enjoying it, mate. And I really appreciate all the brilliant viewers that have joined us tonight. Hopefully, it's been a good watch as well. Okay, so the driver's just getting underway on the formation lap then. So just to run you through the grid then. So we've got Vortel and Milden again on row 1. We've got Busov and Myler on row 2. I was pretty sure that Myler was row 2. So yeah, he got a very, very bad start. Maybe got caught up in all the traffic that happened between the first couple of corners there. But yeah, starts on row 2. We got Souza and Law on row 3 with McCutcheon and Alfano on row 4. Friedman and Townsend on row 5. Crows and Alerts on row 6. Fernker and Naisbit on row 7. Vloten, the first of the amateur drivers, with Luke Prentice on row 8. Then we got Olmec and Knight on row 9, which is an all amateur row. And then Mornveg and Molnix on row 10. So amateur and pro driver side by side for that. But of course we will focus on the front. It is McLaren and BMW that are going to be side by side going into turn 1. So we'll see what happens here. But so far, so good from Vortel, of course, winning race 1. And yeah, he'll be sitting pretty at the top of the championship. Thank you, Tom. And yeah, guys, enjoy. Should be a great and fantastic watch. But I really appreciate the support, guys. So again, guys, of course, 40 minutes at race 2. So a lot can happen in 40 minutes. That'll be roughly about 35-ish laps. So provided no accidents as they go around the penultimate corner at Melbourne for turn 11. And that is preceded with turn 12 at Goddard's. So we will remain on board of this. This is quite difficult to see, to be honest, in the night sky, of course. But yeah, drivers just lining up now as we start race 2 here at Donington, round 5 of the FRL Pure Sim Gear Super Sprint Series. Lights are green and away we go. And it's a good start from everyone, although it looked like Myler pushed in front of Brusov, so Myler may get that P3 away from him. Vortel defending for Ben Milden as well, but it's looking like Myler will sneak into P3. It's a great start here from Myler, and yeah, and wait for the leaderboards to sort itself out here, but a great start from the front runners. It looks like there's accidents in the background, so we'll wait for the leaderboards to sort itself out. Yeah, that is Floaten, I think. That is going very slow, and also Moonveg as well looked like it was going really, really slow as well. So maybe a little bit of a tangle between the two drivers there. Also Gedman as well, pretty slow at the back of the grid there, as we are down to 39 drivers. So 2 drivers it looks like we're missing. But let's go back at the top, because look at this battle going on for the leaders. Ben Milden looks up the inside. Oh, and he spins. There's contact between him and Vortel. And Ben Milden will lose so many positions. There's also, I think that might have been McCutcheon or someone in the background, looked like went wide, but Ben Milden has lost many, many positions. Let's have a look at Vortel, though. Vortel is in the lead at the moment with Busov, under all sorts of pressure from Mailer. So Busov actually did make the move on Mailer into P2 again. And then we got Souza in P4 as well. All over the back of Myler as well. So a crazy, crazy start to the beginning of race 2 here at Donington. But that's got to hurt. That has really got to hurt for Ben Milden. He's going to have heavy damage on that car. Might need to pit as well. We will see what happens from here. But it goes all the way down to P14. So unlucky from for Ben. Faceless Voice, welcome. How you doing? Yeah, it was a great move from Ben, and it's just so unlucky, But that is racing. Rubbing is racing, and sometimes these sort of incidents happen. And I'm sure, 9 times out of 10, if that incident played out again, maybe contact doesn't happen. Maybe Busov spins out instead. Who knows? But unlucky there from Ben. Okay, so yeah, you can see how tight this is. Look at this, between P6, 7, 8 and 9 side by side. It's Friedman, no, Fernker and Prentice. Oh my God! Was that that was Prentice, wasn't it, on Fernker? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So it was Friedman actually that went around the outside. So Friedman up into P8, Fernco into P9. Prentice is now into P10. Then we got Kobe just behind Milden up into P12. So the recovery mission is on for Ben Milden. Jumps 2 positions since we last saw him. So hoping to make up many positions in this race, but we have got Myler in P3 just behind Busov then. Yeah, the gap is about half a second at the moment. Law with quite a big gap actually. Oh my god, I saw smoke in the air, but that was just the stones kicking up there. And Myler all over the back of Busov. He's not going to make it. Oh my god, there's contact. He tried to cut back. Busov was parking it on the apex, and Myler hit the back of Busov. Lucky that there wasn't more that came to it, but at the moment Busov will hold on to that P2 from Myler in P3. Law is 1.5 seconds down on Myler. I think Myler is looking to try and close that gap, but at the moment Busov will hold on to that. So Alfano in P5, not too far behind the back of Law. Then we've got Townsend in P6, quite a bit further down on the quite a big gap between Townsend and Alfano is nearly 4 seconds there. In fact, it's 3.3 seconds. And then we've got Friedman in P7, so moved up position because somebody else has moved down. I'm sure of it. Was it Souza? Was it Souza that lost some positions there, guys? I'm pretty certain that Souza was further up, so yeah, may have lost out there. So we got Fernker up into P8, Prentice P9, Ben Milden up into P10 now, in front of Kobe Alerts. And then we got Souza, we got Crows in P13, we got Olmac P14, McCutcheon as well, losing a few positions, I think, in P15. So it is yeah, it's all changed in this grid, and we've also only got 38 drivers now, so we've lost another driver in the field. Wow, look at the traffic in front now. So we got Olmac just in front of McCutcheon. Crows not too far in front as well in P13. P12 is Souza looking to go up the inside of Alerts. There's contact! More contact and more drama in this race. Souza is the one to lose out though, and Souza has lost many positions in that little tangle. Wow, it is unbelievable, the drama, the unbelievable, unprecedented action we're seeing throughout this grid. And 7 minutes down in this race, and wow, we've still got another 33 minutes, guys. But we got Alfano in P5 with the fastest lap time at the moment, and all over the back of Law in P4. Myler also as well, not too far behind Busov, but that gap has extended. But Law is catching up on Myler, so I do feel like Myler may have made a mistake in that last sector. But yeah, Law yeah, looking to put some sort of pressure on Myler in P3, so we'll see what happens. But Alfano is also in this fight, so you know, looking to pick up the pieces if there is any incidents in front. So we will remain on board with P3, 4 and 5 respectively, going through the final corner to end lap 5. And it is how it is at the moment. Law again not too far behind Myler, and that gap is closing. Gets a good run as well, gets a great exit out of turn 1. He's going to become massive in Myler's mirrors. That is going to put some big pressure on that driver. Oh, but then Law loses the rear end of it, of his car, and Alfano moves up into P4, so taking advantage of Law's error then. And I did mention about this earlier, guys, that, you know, very tight and tricky circuit and not good on the car setup. It only takes one little mistake and people will take that opportunity, and that is exactly what happened to Law there. So Alfano then looking to push up the field, and oh my god, the Myler goes wide, cuts the corner, and Alfano will move up into P3 then. And Alfano's, Myler's going to have dirty tyres as well going into this turn, so we'll lose a little bit of traction on the exit, and that means that Law will then close the gap on Myler then. Leaderboard's a little bit slow to update for me, but that will change now. So, yeah, Law down into P5 then. Townsend, he is 2.7 seconds adrift of Law in P6. Then we got Ferncar with a bit of a gap now to Townsend in P7. Will Freeman still occupying P8, but Prentice putting a bit of pressure on Friedman though. But Friedman again on the back of Ferncar, so interesting developments for P7. And then Ben Milden in the top 10, currently just 2 tenths behind Prentice, so there is a four-way battle for P7. In fact, you could maybe count Kobe and Melvin Crows as well, so maybe 6 cars battling for P7, so this is getting very, very tasty. Indeed, there's Crows! Crows loses the rear and goes wide, and that's them 6 drivers has been cut down to 5 drivers. Olmec will close in on Melvin Crows, currently leading for the amateur drivers in P13 overall. So yeah, it's all literally kicking off in this race, and mistakes are plenty from the drivers. So Myler still in P4, and actually that gap has extended to Alfano now. It's 1.4 seconds. So Alfano having a fantastic race in P3 at the moment, and looking to close in on the leaders, where we've got Busov who is just overtaking one of the back markers. That is car number 83. I'm not sure who that is. Car number 83 is Dean. So Dean perhaps not having the best of races here, and does let through another car as well. So fair play to the amateur driver there. But also just going through the field as well, we've got Vloten in P24. He is all over the back of Spanu then. So Sparta actually climbing quite a few positions, of course, pro driver, but Vloten doing fantastically well, which will be P6 for the amateur drivers. Then we've got Souza, started very high up the grid, finds himself in a P21 with a bit of a miracle to get a really good finish, and oh my god, goes a little bit wide, kind of timed his exit all wrong on the amateur driver. Now of course the amateur drivers don't need to give way to the pro drivers, and Souza very, very late on the brakes there, cuts the corner, and oh my god, his race is going from bad to worse. Fair play that he didn't go straight, that he actually veered off the driver line there, because there would have been absolute carnage with the amateur driver there. But yeah, not good stuff there from Souza. Very, very frustrating evening it is in race 2 for Souza, of course. So let's go back up the grid then. So we got Law there. Oh my god, side by side with Milo, I believe. Oh, so Myler defends from Law. Law had to pull out there, but they were literally side by side as they went through that corner. Kind of not what you want to be doing. Kind of got to respect each other's space, and you kind of got to trust one another as well, not to go too wide on you, because there would be a collision of some sort. So Law did pull out in the end, does lose that gap a little bit, but you do feel that Law is the more competent of drivers at the moment, definitely feeling a little bit more confident, and Mela is feeling that pressure, of course. Both get a good exit though. So yeah, we just come across the line to start lap 10 then. And Law gets a good exit, but pretty good for Myler as well. But yeah, that gap is going to come down to about 3 tenths here. Oh, he had to slow down drastically and actually change down the gear, Law, in that turn 4 there. So that will cost him a little bit of time. So let's have a look a little bit further down the grid then. We got Will Friedman actually must have lost a bit of time because it does say 7 tenths, but it's definitely more than 7 tenths between him and Fernker for the battle of P7. Fernker, though, all over the back of Townsend. Townsend may have made a mistake of some sort, I'm not sure. But yeah, that gap is going to be roughly about 7 or... Oh, hold on. Who's that going wide? That is... Oh, sorry, so that is Friedman. That went wide. So Fernker up into P7. Friedman making the mistake. So a slight UI mess up there. But yeah, so Fernker up into P7 then. Friedman down into P8 then. And then we got Ben Milden then putting some pressure. Oh my God, they were side by side coming out the last turn there. So we will remain on board with Milden then. It is Fernker from Friedman from Milden. But Fernker sweeps in front of Friedman to get the racing line and takes the turn 1 decently. Friedman will have to settle for P8, but Milden will be all over the back of Will Friedman now. So interesting battle here as Ben Milden gets a great exit out of that corner there as we approach turn 8 over the curve. Sorry, that's turn 5 there. Sorry, guys. In fact, I'm getting my turns mixed up because that was turn 7. This is turn 8 here. So yeah, Ben Milden trying to use the whole circuit to try and close that gap on Will Friedman, but so far unsuccessful. But surely it's just a matter of time before Ben Milden does apply enough pressure on Friedman and take that position away from him. Although Fernker goes a little bit wide and a bit deep on the brakes, so then Friedman will close up to the back of Fernker. So as we go through the final corner, it's anyone's race at the minute. It's literally anyone's race. Ben didn't get the best of last corners there, but Friedman did get a good exit and now applying the pressure to Fernker. So this is literally swinging in roundabouts. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for the announcement. So let's just have a quick look at everybody. I think that was a back marker. So we will remain on board with this because that is the closest battle we have. We have also got Luke Prentice as well, who's not too far behind. So yeah, we have got 5 cars battling for P7 at the moment. It does look like that Fernker is kind of holding up this train of cars at the minute. We have got 22 minutes left of this race to go, so we're just approaching the halfway mark, and yeah, it's definitely hotting up in this midfield pack. So oh my God, did I just see someone go sideways? No, it was Friedman going up the inside of Fernker. Fernker trying to hang it around the outside, but that is not going to work. So Friedman will grab that P7 away from him, although it is side by side. Let me get the right camera on. And oh my God, so Fernker goes up the inside of Friedman and retakes that P7 away from Friedman. So really close battling between Fernker and Friedman. Friedman got a good run on Fernker for turn 1. Ben Milden is looking to sweep up if if you know there is any collisions in front of him. Of course, he wouldn't be able to make it 3 wide into these corners. So being very patient behind, but of course that does also mean that he's under pressure of Luke Prentice in P10 and Kobe Alerts, who is slightly further behind. So I think he made a little bit of a mistake there. But look how close it is. And actually, Friedman losing a little bit of time to Fernker there. Ben Milden, look at well, he showed a nose up the inside just to show Friedman that, do you know what, mate, I am there. Watch out, because if you do leave the door open, I will sweep through and take advantage. So, yeah, very... Oh, my God. Oh, sorry, that is a back marker there. So gets out of the way. Does really well there, actually. Let's get the onboards back on. So... yeah, he's Fernker right in front of Friedman. Then we got... yeah, look how close it is, guys. Literally nose to tail between all 4 cars. And Kobe, I don't know if his setup's not quite working for him. He has actually lost a bit of time again. So maybe a slightly untidy lap there for Kobe, but still in the hunt, no. Still not too far behind currently in P11. But yeah, Fernker, after some extreme battling with Friedman, pulls a little bit of a gap to him as we got a car going wide. I don't know who that is. He's going to have to stay off the line though. I think he does. Yeah, he does. Realises it in time. But yeah, you can add Melvin Crows to the list then, because he's actually just 1.3 seconds behind Kobe. So really brewing up here for the battle of P7 here. And yeah, if we look on board there, so yeah, Luke Prentice, yeah, not too far behind. We'll remain on board with Ben though, because I think that gives me the oh, Ben! Ben getting way too much curb there. Prentice will go up the inside of Ben. So maybe a commentator's curse there, but Ben, yeah, bottoming out the car of his BMW there, and lucky to keep hold of the car and keep it in a straight line. But yeah, loses a position to Luke Prentice, who will move up into P9 now. So Kobe Alerts also on the back of Ben Milden. So surely that is going to close the gap. Yeah, Melvin Crows 1.3 seconds behind Kobe now. So it's looking very, very close. Just to go a bit further down the grid, we've got Dan Naisbitt in P16. He is 3.5 tenths. In fact, he's 5 tenths down on Molnix in P16. Olmec, though, doing a fantastic job in the amateurs. He's currently 3 seconds behind Melvin Crows, but 13th overall. So doing absolutely fantastic for the amateurs. Then we've got Robinson, who is just behind Naisbitt, also doing fantastic for the amateurs, currently in P2. With Rickden Brave in P3 for the amateurs, not too far behind Robinson as well. And Descartes in P4 as well, not too far behind than Brave in P19 overall. And we've got Morgan Grace rounding up the top 20 of the drivers, who's sort of on the back of the amateur train as it happens. Who is that? Oh my God, that was close. That was mightily close there. I'm not sure who that was. Just about gave enough space on the exit there. But yeah, let's quickly look back up the field as we do see Dean on the back of Trotman, I think it is. And I think that is Gedman. So Gedman gets overtaken by Trotman. Gedman has got the inside line to Dean. And Dean! Oh! Dean into the back of Gedman and spins him round, and he's into the wall, and surely that is a race over for Gedman. I kind of thought that I thought to be honest, Dean was going to let off, because it just looked like he was going to go into the back with him, but he didn't, and that has ruined Gedman's race, I think. Look, still trying to turn around, so yeah, not good for Chris Gedman. So unlucky. Yeah, he's really struggling to pull away, and of course misses the pit lane exit as well, because that corner is just after the entrance, I believe, isn't it? So, I feel so sorry for Chris. But yeah, Vortel currently leading at the moment after 16 laps here at Donington. Has got quite a healthy advantage to Busov in P2. Alfano, though, has closed that gap to Busov in P3. It is now to just half a second. So Alfano having a storming race at the moment. Currently has the fastest lap time as well. So this is looking really good for Alfano, and Busov. Oh my god! Oh my god, was that Gedman? I think that was Gedman that was in the way, and yeah, that was Gedman. So that spins out Alfano, and Law has gone up the inside. Mailer gets through. Townsend, I think, gets through. So a very unfortunate incident between the drivers. That completely called me out as well. Yeah, Alfano is just... Alfano, yeah, is just being rounded by... I think that's Kobe that went past him. Wow, just singing the praises of Alfano. Oh my God, as we see another car go wide. Who was that? Was that Friedman? No. At the moment, I'm struggling to see what is going on. It is all kicking off in these corners. I think it was 668. 668 is Alfano. So Alfano down into P12. Wow. Ah, I can't believe it. He was running in P3. And I don't know if you can blame Chris Gedman or not. He obviously had damage on the car. His car was in the way, going very slowly on track, and Alfano took all kinds of measures to avoid him, but then loses 9 positions. That is so unlucky. So that means then, guys, that the grid has completely changed here. So we've got Law up into P3. We've got Myler all over the back of Law now. All over the back of him. I mean, gee, oh God, I'm so glad that Myler got on the brakes before Law did, because I feared there was going to be a bit of a tangle between the two drivers. Oh my God, still close though. Still close between the drivers. I need a drink because my voice is gone. Yeah, we have got Townsend in P5, Friedman in P6, Prentice in P7 now, Milden in P8, Crows in P9, and Fernker rounding up the top 10 with Kobe actually not too far behind, I believe. Just have a quick look now. Okay, it was less than a tenth, but that is more like about a second now, I think. In fact, that is Melvin Crows. Hold on. So we've missed out quite a few positions here. So Melvin Crows up into P9, Fernker into P10, Alfano making a position then on Kobe. So it might have been Kobe that was in the background and lost a few positions there. So Kobe in P12 now with Danny McCutcheon in P13. Wow, it really proves, guys, that anything can happen on this circuit, and within a moment or two you can see quite clearly that many positions have been exchanged here. We have still got Myler though on the back of Law, so this seems like the closest battle on a track for the moment. Well, for the pro drivers at least anyway. But yeah, so yeah, we've got Myler then, looking to close that gap on Law as we approach the chicane, but both get a good exit, to be fair. Law actually probably a little bit better, so that gap will remain for the time being. There seems to be a bit of traffic in front though, but Law does negotiate that well. Actually, they both pull to the side. So Busov then P2, Vortel, I sense a very comfortable lead. Yes, 7.7 seconds is the lead to Busov. So in the final 12 minutes now, Vortel can afford to relax a little bit. Obviously not too much, but doesn't need to push too hard. And yeah, 7.6 seconds is the lead still. Myler still quite close to the back of Law. But then we got Townsend in P5, Friedman in P6, Prentice all over the back of Friedman. So let's remain on board for this battle here then. Seems like... No, that's not Friedman, sorry, that is a back marker. Friedman's in a red AMG, isn't he? So that's not him. Okay, so then we got Milden in P8, so he will be looking to get around the back marker. That is car number 40. What? Okay, no, 43 is Prentice, but there is another dot somewhere in the middle of them. So Milden, he's flashing the lights, you can see there. So he wants the back marker to pull aside so that Ben Milden can safely get past him here. Oh my god, and nearly contact as well. Car number 23, that is. 23. I know that Ben Milden will not be appreciating the driver not pulling aside. 23, I can't even see it on the leaderboard, to be honest. Might be... it's Roos. So 4 laps down, Roos. He really should have pulled aside there, but eventually the drivers do get through there. So currently Roos 4 laps down in P35. So Alfano, fastest man on the track at the moment. Drive-through cleared as well. Car number 79. That was Chris Gedman, of course. So yeah, Chris Gedman not having a good second race here. Of course, caught up in that incident earlier on. So let's look on board with Milden then. So Milden all over the back of Melvin Crows. Prentice just in front of him as well. So this race is not done with 9.5 minutes left to go. Anything can happen in these closing stages of this race. And normally it does as well. So yeah, we've got Melvin all over. Ben all over the back of Melvin Crows. Melvin holding it together for now, though. Okay, well, Ben showing up the inside, but oh my god, bumper to bumper, but right now just Ben getting as close as he can to try and put all sorts of pressure on Crows. Crows is withstanding the pressure at the moment, and he's got his own battles to do. Of course, he is putting the pressure on Luke Prentice, who's doing excellent from P7, of course. But I do feel like Alfano, with the pace that this guy has got, currently in P11, he will be closing in on Fernker very, very shortly. Fernker kind of caught behind car number 23, looks like, who is it is Reese again, so Reese will need to move out of the way very shortly. In this twisty section he's okay, but once they come to the back straight, we'll need to pull aside. Blue flags will be, well, blue flags are waved to him now, so he should be adhering to these blue flags. And yeah, he does let off there. So fair play. Track limits. There is drive-through for track limits for number 21. That is Myler. Myler with the drive-through penalty. And that has turned the race on its head. And Myler is, well, he's not even going to get top 10, I don't think. So that means that Townsend will get promoted to P4 as he goes into the pits now. So Townsend will be P4, Friedman P5, Prentice will be P6, Crows, oh my god, Crows all over the back of Prentice in P7 now. Milden will be promoted to P8, Furco P9, Alfano, there's Alfano. I think that's a back marker though. Yes, it is. There is, oh my god, that is a very unsafe pit exit there as Alfano struggled to get the car stopped. Very, very near to to collision there, and that's Myler. Myler actually leapfrogs Alfano. So where Alfano had to take evasive action to not go into the side of Myler, and then went deep on the brakes, and then that meant that Myler managed to get a good exit out of turn one, and Alfano has lost it and into the wall. Oh, disaster for Alfano, and he's back in the pits, and oh, what could it be for Alfano? Oh, unbelievable. Oh my God, I don't know what to say there, guys. That is so unfortunate, especially when there's 6 minutes left in the race as well. Oh dear, oh dear. So let's look on board with Friedman then, because he is 4/10 down on Townsend for the battle for P4 then. So it's, oh my God, Townsend gets very deep on the brakes, and that has closed the gap between himself and Friedman. It is BMW against the AMG. The AMG of Friedman. Doing it for FRL, of course. This would be a fantastic result for Friedman if he can get inside the top 5 here. Top 4 would be even better though. But Townsend, very composed driver, of course, very skilled driver at that as well. You know, holding off Friedman really well at the moment as we come down the back straight. 5 minutes remaining in the race. We've also got a battle between Prentice and Crows as well, but we will keep an eye on the battle for P4 at the moment, because Friedman got very close to the back of Townsend. There will be roughly about 3 to 4 laps. I think it'll be 3 laps remaining after this lap. So Friedman, he wants that P4. Will he get that P4 though? That is the question. I can't believe Alfano though. Look, P21 with the fastest lap time as well. We've got Ben Milden as well. Ben Milden is on the back of, in fact, Fernker has made a move on Milden, I think. I'm pretty sure that is Fernker in front. So the positions have swapped between them. And is that Prentice in front? It is indeed. So Crows all over the back of Prentice for the battle for P6. Didn't get the best of exits there. And there's Ben Milden as well. He's on the curb. Oh my God, oh my God, he's fighting the car to keep control of the car, but that has lost him so much time, and I do feel that maybe that is his opportunity past to grab either P6 or P7. Ferncar has now closed in on Ben Milden, so Ben Milden will be under pressure just to keep hold of his P8. There is a slight gap between Prentice and Crows for P6. Friedman as well has lost a bit of time to Townsend. So has that dream of him getting the top 4, has that slipped through his fingers? We will see. 3 minutes left of the race, and there will be 2 laps remaining of the race. And yeah, Melvin Crows, yeah, he's sensing that he can get this P6, but of course, P6 for Prentice will be an absolute fantastic result for him. So he will be fighting tooth and nail to make sure he keeps that P6 from Melvin Crows. But we will see in the closing stages here as we look a bit further down the grid as well, because we have got Myler that has joined this battle for P8. So Ferncar, yeah, closing in on Milden all the time in that slipstream, of course. No, good exit though. Good exit from Milden. Good exit from Ferncar. Myler will stay in the hunt though still, with McCutcheon actually all over the back of Kobe in P11 and 12 respectively. So I'm not really sure who to keep an eye on at this stage of the race, guys. 3 battles that I can see in the top in the top 12 here, as we got Kobe on the outside squeezing McCutcheon, and Kobe will get a better exit than Danny McCutcheon as we come down the back straight for the chicane. Both get a great exit. How is the other drivers doing? Crowe still on the back of Prentice. I saw Crowe's go a little bit deep there, so that will kind of lose him a little bit of time. But then Friedman still only 8 tenths behind Townsend as well. So as I think this is the last lap of the race as well, guys. It's going to be touch and go actually. But I do believe, hold on, where is sort of Vortel? So it might be one more lap, I'm not sure, because of course it depends on when the leader comes across the line. So but yeah, Friedman just about a second between him and Townsend for P4 and 5 respectively. We've got Crows who is 3 tenths down on Apprentice, who is P6 and P7 respectively. We've got a back marker just in front as well, so he will need to move out the way because this could be vital, of course. Yeah, it gives way to Crows as well. Had to make the flash. Very hard to see in these conditions, of course. Fernker and Milden, though, that gap has well, it's sort of within a second at the moment. Myler all over the back of Fernker. This is so lap 28 will be the last lap then, confirmed by the engineers. Myler goes up the inside of Fernker, and he does make that stick as well. So Fernker down into P10, although gets a good entry into the last corner. But that was a fantastic move there from Myler, and makes a move in the in the closing stages of this race. So makes the opportunity stick, as we got McCutcheon also in P12. He is about 6 or 7 tenths behind Kobe, fighting for that P11. We've also got a Law as well, all over the back of Busov. Wow, I didn't see this coming. So Busov under all sorts of pressure from Law in P2 and 3 respectively. Vortel is coming very close to the end of the race to claim the second win of tonight. It will be a clean sweep for Vortel, but can Law do anything in the closing stages? Oh my God, they're side by side. They are side by side as we go through the penultimate corner, but Busov has defended from Law. Will Law send it down the inside? No, but there is bumper-to-bumper contact. But Busov will get P2. Vortel has won the race here at Donington Park. Busov will get P2. Law in P3. Then we got Townsend P4. Prentice is just in front of Crows as well for P5. He will just hold off Prentice for P5. Crows P6. Friedman gets P7 and Milden P8 with Myler in P9 and Fernker. No, what? Fernker's slowing down. Why is Fernker slowing down? So Kobe will get top 10 then. McCutcheon P11. Fernker, I think, has run out of fuel. Wow, it's all happened in the closing stages. Jeez. Absolute crazy end. So right now Fernker remains with that P12 creeping over the line, but Naisbitt gets P12. Mullenix on the final corner now. There's a bit of a battle as well between him and Vloten. Who is going to come across the line? It's going to be a photo finish. And it was Molnix ahead of Vloten, but Vloten will win for the amateurs with Azad Deliz in P2 for the amateurs. Hold on, that should have been checkered flag. Okay. So let's just get the provisional race results on board, guys. I will just quickly save the highlights as well. But what an ending to a fantastic race. And that, oh my God, so many incidents in them. in the whole race, to be honest, but particularly in the in the closing stages of the race as well. Unbelievable race. So let's have a look at the race results. Of course, provisional, because we won't know until a couple of days when the stewards may have to look at some incidents. But Vortel wins race 2 here at Donington. It's been a complete clean sweep of round 5 here at Donington for Vortel, so he's going to extend the lead at the top of the championship, with Busov in P2, who just finished in front of Law in P3. Then we had Townsend in P4, with Prentice in P5, again just finishing in front of Melvin Crows in P6. Then we had Friedman in P7, Milden in P8, Myler in P9. Again, the gap very, very close between them, with Kobe Alerts in P10. Then we had Danny McCutcheon in P11. Again, very close between them two, with Naisbitt getting P12. Fernker, not having enough fuel to finish the race, slips down to P13, with Molnix in P14, and then Vloten in P15, who finishes first for the amateur division in that Ferrari 296, ahead of Azad Deliz in P2. Great result for him. Ben Morley will finish P3 for the amateurs. Then we had Coiters in P4, P5 for Dean, P18, 19 respectively, of course, overall. Paul Trotman rounds up the top 20 with Glover, P21, Mornveg in P22. Townsend with a P23. Then we had Olmack in P24, Robertson P25, Reese in P26, with Eaton Hadley in P27, Descartes in P28, with Brown in P29, Roos in P30. Alfano ends up P31 with the fastest lap time, but absolute tragedy for Alfano there, who was running in P3 at kind of through the halfway stage of the race to almost like the 2/3 of the race stage. So disaster there for Alfano in the end for him, with Spanu in P32, Gedman in P33, of course caught up in a few collisions there, unlucky there from Gedman. And then, yeah, I can't read out the rest, guys. so there you go. That was the grid there. So let me just have a look at your comments, guys, because I know I would have missed a lot of comments in the last sort of 15 minutes of the race, because there was so much going on. It was absolutely crazy. Let me back out of this as well. We can get the race highlights on. So will be some questions asked about Myler and the end of the race, I'm sure. Rob wasn't available tonight, ProTune. He had a family emergency, so wasn't he wasn't present tonight. It was just me by myself. So hopefully I did a decent job, guys, because that was hard to sort of navigate through the field there, but I really enjoyed myself. I thought it was really good. So yeah, let's show you highlights of the first one then. Yeah, sorry, so Fernker in the McLaren, wasn't it? Yeah, and fuel, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for being part of the for the stream, the broadcast, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I've also got to tell you about next week as well, guys. So let me get my calendar up. So next week we are at... in fact, next week we are making a short plane trip to sunny Spain for round 6 of the FRL Pure SimGear Super Sprint Series at Valencia on Sunday, the 20th of August. Of course, at the same time as today, 7:45 p.m. British Summer Time, and it's of course live and direct on this very channel, Formula Racing League _PS5. Should be an absolute belter, and I hope to see you there, guys. But gotta say, big congratulations to the race winner in Vladimir Vortel. And to the podium runners as well, and everyone that competed in the race today. Got to say a big thank you to the sponsors and to FRL for staging such an awesome race as well. And also as well, got to thank you guys in chat as well. You guys in chat, absolute phenomenal, and be lost without you guys as well, trying to help me through the race, of course. So thank you very much, guys. And yeah, I haven't got a co-coms to thanks because it was just me. So yeah, thank you, Drov, thank you, Dazza, thank you, Tom, ProTune, Bill, of course, and anyone that I've missed off the list. I think it's Faceless Voice, Adam. There's quite a few names on the list here. Thank you so much for being part of the stream. Dazza, appreciate the compliment as well, mate. It means a lot, so thank you very much. And unlucky in tonight's race as well. And yeah, I will see you next week, of course, Sunday, 20th of August, 7:45 p.m. for Valencia. I am also doing comms for Taco Tuesday as well, which will be the reverse of this race. So it will be race 5 at Donington for a 60-minute race on the Formula Racing League TV2 channel. So if you're not already following that channel, do check out that channel. That will be on at, I think it's 8:30 p.m. For Tuesday next week. So hope to see you there for that one. But yeah, really enjoyed myself tonight, guys. And yeah, I will see you next time. So good night to you all, and have a good rest of your weekend. Ciao for now.